Welcome to this week's edition of the BRSN Insider. Josh Pound now joined by the head coach of the Lady Ravens, Coach Folsom. And first of all, Coach, congratulations on quite the accomplishment this year. You get back to the Division II tournament, or Division I tournament rather, make a run in there. Just kind of ran into a team that maybe had a few more bullets in the rifle than what you guys had in Freed Hardeman, but you know, get that win against Wiley in the opening round and then get to and really push Freed Hardeman, you had to feel pretty good about obviously not the end that you wanted to have, because ultimately you guys went down there to win the whole thing, but just talk about the run that you guys were able to make this year in the national tournament.
Yep, well, like you said, we played Wiley in the first round. You know, they're ranked 14th in the country. Very athletic team. They like to push the ball in transition. They crash the offensive boards extremely hard. And they try to put a lot of pressure on you, you know, and we knew that going in, and we played some teams similar to that maybe in our conference, but not completely like that. So, but I thought our team went in with a lot of confidence, played really well, handled the pressure well, executed well on offense, and got good shots, and were able to attack the basket. And I thought defensively, at times they were able to score in transition, but I thought as the second half wore on, we got better at slowing them down in transition, and then they also were able to get to some offensive rebounds. They had 2 6'3" post players. They're really good size that crashed hard, but I think down the stretch we made the stops we needed. We got the the rebounds we needed, and were able to execute at the other end and capitalize. And thought our team played great. It was a big time win for us, and our first win in the tournament, and kind of got us going and got us ready for the next one.
Well, and that next one was Freed Hardeman, you know, top team in the country coming into the tournament, and you guys really showed that, you know, and you said it in your post-game, press conference, which first of all, thank you for doing that. Those kind of 2 impromptu press conferences we had down there after the games, but you mentioned in that press conference that your program was really able to show that you weren't that far off from the #1 team in the country.
Right, you know, we played Freed Hardeman, ranked #1 in the country, hadn't lost a game all season. And we knew they play extremely hard. You know, they don't play with a lot of depth, but they play extremely hard. We knew their post players really crash the offensive boards and attack the rebounds, and they got guards that can drive it and a few guards that can shoot it. And I thought in the first half of that game, you know, they built a lead on us. I thought they were able to hit a lot of tough shots. I thought we were guarding them fairly well. They hit a lot of tough shots and big time shots for them. And we struggled scoring a little bit in the first half and hitting shots. But, you know, give our team credit, and it's the way they played all this year, is that we keep coming back, we keep fighting, we never give up. And, you know, throughout the game, we had it to within 5 several times in the second half, and just couldn't quite get over the hump. You know, we even had it to 5 with a minute and a half to go. And so I was extremely proud of our effort. You know, I wish we'd come away with a win, of course. You know, that was another thing with this year's team versus a couple years ago. I feel like when we went to the national tournament this year, we were more focused on winning the title. You know, I think a couple years ago we were just excited to be there, and it was the first time we'd ever been there in NAIA Division I. And I think having been there this year, I thought we saw how good our team is and how close we are to being one of those top teams in the country. You know, and so definitely exciting. You know, we definitely would have liked to keep playing, but I think as a whole, our team understands we're not too far off. Our program's not too far off, and that you know, hopefully we can get another opportunity to get back down there and compete for a national championship.
Well, your program's always had a good following regardless of where you went. Even when you made the first trip down to Frankfurt, you had a good amount of fans there. But this time around, playing in the backyard, tough draw with a 4 o'clock game the first time around, an even tougher draw with a 12:30 game on Friday afternoon. But you had to be pretty pleased with the crowd, both crowds that showed up to come follow you guys down there.
Oh, most definitely. You know, it's great to be playing in Independence for first off. You know, to be only a little over an hour away. Our team really appreciated not having to drive 9 hours to get to the tournament, so that was nice. But I think, you know, like I said, we've always had a great following with our parents and the relatives of all of our players, and then it was great to see a lot of support from the college. You know, administration from the college, a lot of students, and of course the town came to support us as well. So it was pretty neat. I mean, I would say, you know, having been there for the 2-3 days we were there, we definitely had more fans than any other team, you know, that showed up, and that includes the other ones in our conference. So that was exciting to see, and it definitely helped give our team a boost in both games.
Well, the whole tournament now concludes with Oklahoma City winning another championship here Tuesday night. So then that means the postseason awards start rolling in. You get Jordan Kramer wins her first Daktronics Academic Scholar Athlete Award, and then obviously with Chayla Rutledge being named a second-team NAIA All-American. Just talk about what those 2 awards mean for you and for the program.
I mean, it's great honors for both of them. You know, Jordan, as a junior now, is eligible for an Academic All-American Award. Must be a junior and have a 3.5 GPA or higher, which she's accomplished, and very good student, and it's good to see her excelling in the classroom like that. I mean, it's something that we kind of hang our hat on here at our program, that we're we've had, I don't know how many, 30 to 40 academic All-Americans in the 14 years I've been here. So that's something that I think is most important, that you're coming in here and getting a good degree and doing well in school. That's the number one thing. So it's a great honor for Jordan. And then, like you said, Shayla Rutledge was named second-team All-American, which since I've been here, we've never had a player achieve that high recognition. We've had a third-team All-American with Abby Winder a few years ago, but and we've had several honorable mention All-Americans, but never a second-team All-American. So it's definitely a big honor for Shayla. She was the Heart of America Conference Player of the Year, and again, most deserving of that honor and that award, and really excited for both of them.
So now those awards roll in, and believe it or not, some people may find it hard to believe, but probably took a few days to kind of decompress and relax, but you're already probably back, getting things ready to go for next year. Just take us through, what are the next couple of days, couple of weeks going to be like as, you kind of put this season to an end while celebrating still what you guys were able to accomplish, yet then turn the page towards next season.
Right, yeah. Well, first off, I guess this afternoon, we're going to have our team meeting, so we can kind of sum up the season, and kind of put it to closure and talk about everything that we were able to accomplish. It's hard to do right after a game. When you lose your last game, that's really hard to do in the locker room. So something we're gonna be able to do today. But as a program too, we've our players. We don't want them in the gym for a while. They've been at it since September 1st. And even before that, all through the summer. So it's good to get a couple weeks here to rest and just focus on studies and not worry about playing basketball. And so we're not doing anything until after Easter, with the team as far as lifting or playing pickup or anything. But like you said, we're still, now we got to continue to recruit. I mean, luckily, fortunately, we've been recruiting all year. Andy Wilder, my assistant coach, has done a great job throughout the summer and the spring, the fall, and continues all year long. So, we've been continually trying to rebuild for next year now, because we lose 4 seniors and we've had only 12 rostered players. So we have 8 returners, but we'll have 5 or 6 spots to fill. So we're still in the process of finding a couple more players for next year and keep things going.
Well, ultimately, because things have changed from when we were a Division II to a Division I NEI. We used to have a junior varsity program. Don't necessarily have that anymore. So what is your ideal roster size as you look to continue to build on what you've been able to do the last couple of years?
That's a good question, because something I was, just even talking about today. I mean, this year we had 12, and actually 11 when you think about the injuries we had, and so it was tough to do practice every day with 11, but give our team credit. This year they fought through, and I think we got a lot of conditioning done just through drills. Didn't have to get online and run near as much, but and then that they all stayed healthy, enough to play all season. So I think ideally it'd be nice to have 14 to 15 in the program, so that we do have some subs in practice and again have depth. Unfortunately, like I said, we didn't have injuries too much to deal with this year, so that we were able to continue to play at a high level. But with depth, then you're able to withstand an injury or two and still be solid. And that's what we want to do, is continue to play with a lot of players as well. We like to use 10, 11, 12 regularly, so we got to have that kind of depth in the program. So 14 to 15, I think, is the ideal number for us.
Well, final thing, before we wrap up here. You mentioned that you had a chance to talk about them a little bit in the post game that you did after the tournament, but that's not necessarily something that everybody got to listen to. But just talk a little bit about what this senior class, as their final days that have come to an end for at least as an active member of the program. Just talk a little bit about what this senior class has meant for you this season and for the program overall.
Well, I mean, it's a great group. A great group of young ladies. We're definitely going to miss them next year. We had Jackie Ziesel, Claire Padula, Caitlin Mercer, and Jade Reed all playing. We had Rachel Thrash on the bench, and we had Sierra Akers helping as a manager. So 6 seniors were involved in the program all year, and I think all 6 of them are great young ladies that are what we want in a Lady Raven basketball player. Good basketball players, of course, but also good people and good students. And I think that all of them do those things well, and have been great examples for our team, and have been there, every day working hard, and I think have been great leaders for our team on what it takes to be successful, and then have been to the national tournament 2 out of the last 3 years, so, and they're a big part of all of them, a big part of that. So it's been exciting, and it is sad that you're going to lose those gals for next year, but definitely happy that their career ended the way it did.
Well, that was Raven women's coach Chad Folsom. Thanks for again taking the time out. Obviously, still pretty busy time for you guys, but we appreciate the time this season. Once again, congratulations on a great year.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Josh.
Welcome back to this edition of the BRSN Insider. One more time here from the Raven men's basketball locker room, as we're joined now by head coach Ryan Moody of the Raven men. And coach, I think the trend over the last week for college basketball has been not just at your level, but at the Division I level, where one game does not define your season. And I think that's a safe assumption to play. You guys played your game in that final game down there in Kansas City. Just matchups didn't work out right. Things just didn't work out. But overall, quite an amazing run that you guys had this season, and just didn't quite end probably the way that you all wanted to.
Yeah, we're extremely proud of our body of work over the course of a year, and everybody in our sport and pretty much every sport knows that at the end there's only one team that's going to finish extremely excited. I mean, you're getting beat in a tournament, and one team gets to celebrate. So, we're proud of what happened this year, and we went down there and faced a better team that night. A couple of plays didn't go our way, and we needed to defend a little better against Montana Western, and we just couldn't get it done. But the guys gave it everything they had, and another great environment. So, but extremely proud of the year.
Well, and just the year in general, I mean, the struggle, you guys went into this season with the bullseye. You kind of were the hunted rather than the hunter. The guys came out and really kind of responded to that, especially second semester when things were kind of going up and down.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, it was great to be picked to win the league and to be rated in the top 25 early in the season, and I thought that did add some pressure that our program particularly isn't used to, and I thought the guys did a great job. You just have to grind. It's something you have to learn how to do, to go out there, and I don't know if we got everybody's best shot, but we got several. And our guys played well, and we did. We had some ups and downs this year where we won 7 in a row and then lost a couple, and won 10 in a row and then dropped 3 of the next 4 or whatever. And I thought our guys responded great. It was a really fun group to coach. They were unselfish, and they found a way to just stay consistent. We talk about not riding the swings and not be too high, not be too low, and just kind of grind through the season. And I thought the guys did a great job of that.
Well, with the conclusion of the season this past Tuesday, the national awards start rolling out. 3 scholar athletes for the program, and then you get another All-American, your 4th overall in 4 years, but your 3rd player to earn the honor. Just talk about what it means to you and the program to be able to get that individual recognition as well.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the scholar athletes, there were 45 young men in NAI Division I basketball were chosen for that award, and 3 of them were Ravens, and we're very proud of that. I mean, that's a pretty special award. That's essentially academic All-American, and it's hard work. I think across the board, those 3 guys, have achieved at a very, very high level. But across the board in our locker room and on our team, our guys are great students. So we're proud of that first and foremost. And then John Harris Jr. was selected as an NAI All-American honorable mention selection. Another great honor. He wasn't on the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd team, but came in right underneath that and earned it. I mean, a very good player, one of the top 5 players in our league. We're happy to have him back next year, and hopefully he can add to that. But I think John will be the first one to tell you that award comes from these other guys, that is his teammates. I mean, it's not just him. And so that's another thing that makes our team great. And him, we're very humble, I think, as a group, and he did a great job this year, and it was nice to have those awards.
Well, we're sitting here, just over a week from the conclusion of the season. Things are probably starting, at least from, the player standpoint, they're kind of, resound to the fact that, hey, now it's the next step. Keep plugging away in the classroom to keep the grades up for the rest of the semester. What's the next couple of days and weeks like for you guys as a coaching staff as you put to bed what was a very successful season and you start turning your focus onto next year?
Sure, that's a really good question, actually. After the national tournament, we took several days off, didn't do anything, didn't meet as a team, not even as a staff, just kind of let the battery recharge a little bit. We're giving the guys, the returning guys, the next 2 weeks off. We'll meet again and start getting back after it basketball-wise after Easter. That'll get into the weight room and get into individual development, and there isn't. You take some time to just refresh, but you have to get right back at it. And then for the staff, we've met as a group. We're doing a lot of recruiting, bring recruits on campus, trying to get in front of recruits that we've already had on campus and have offered, and trying to solidify some things. And then the final thing is we have individual meetings with our players, with me as the head coach and those guys. We bring them in and just kind of talk about the season and where we think their development's going to go moving forward and those kind of things. So it's actually, I was telling somebody the other day, a very refreshing time, because the season gets to be long and a bear, and you're just grinding out the same things every day. And this is a change of pace where the guys get a little break, the staff's doing some different things out on the road, and so we'll be really fresh coming back after Easter and be ready to get back after it.
Well, one final thing, I know I asked Coach Folsom, ideally as you're going out and recruiting, you're going to have to replace a larger senior class once again. What's that ideal number for you guys to look at as far as what you'd like to have for the base of the number of guys you have in the program?
Well, that's a good question. I think first of all, we lose our seniors, and then so we'll have 11 returning guys coming back. And here's the crazy thing: 7 of those guys are in their 4th year. Now, there's some red shirts in there, so they're not all going to graduate next year. But that's a lot of experience and a lot of college basketball experience coming back. So we're excited about that. Our magic number is anywhere from 16 to 18. It just kind of depends on. We're not going to take a guy or just to have a guy in our program. We want the right fit, and so we want guys that want to be here, want guys that'll help us win, and are a great fit for Benedictine College. So we spend a lot of time in that. So I would guess that we'll bring in a class of 4 to 5 and possibly 6, but probably more in that 4 or 5 number.
Well, once again, Coach, congratulations on a great season. Obviously, looking forward to exciting things in the future. And coming up right now, we'll take a special look at a video created by our marketing department where both Coach Folsom and Coach Moody had a chance to thank the fans and all the support they had this season.
This year, our whole perspective was a whole lot different. It was focused on trying to win a national championship. We were there to win a national championship, and we were prepared, I think, for every game we played, and I think we were prepared for even games we could have played. And I think going forward, that's got to be our next step. It's a special place to play and coach here at Benedictine when you've got the support of the community and the college and of course all the family with it. So I think it really helped our team, play hard throughout, and I think it's something that we all really, really appreciate.
This group made a really special run this year. There was a lot of expectation to get back to the national tournament, and very excited that they were able to follow through on that and get us back. I mean, it was a really great experience. It didn't end the way we wanted it to, but it was a really fun experience. I mean, I've said this, and I mean this with all sincerity. The Benedictine College community and the community of Atchison and all of our alums make playing for Benedictine College men's basketball one of the best small college basketball experiences in the country. And at the national tournament, 5,000-6,000 people all dressed in red, cheering your guys on. That moment for our players will never be forgotten. And we're very proud of representing Benedictine and Atchison, and we just want to thank everybody for all that support, because it's impressive, and it means a lot.